Hello, my name is Julie and this is KS Mom Crochets, and today is Crochet Podcast number 35. I have a lot to talk about, so I just want to go ahead and warn you all that this will probably be a long video. I'm going to do a little bit of a life update at the end, so for those of you all that are interested, because I didn't do a podcast last week, I will talk about life stuff at the end of this video, but for now I want to talk about crochet. But before I get started on my finished objects, I just want to share this. I got this gnome cut out from Hobby Lobby, and my daughter painted it, and she was very excited for me to share this with you all. I think she did such an excellent job, and I love it so much. And I'm going to hang it right back here behind me, turn it around, and hope that it stays there. But yeah, she wanted me to share that with you all. She just enjoys sharing with you guys as much as I do. Okay, so moving on to my finished objects, because I do have some finished objects. My first one is my husband's blanket that I was making. I started this blanket back in September, kind of mid-September, and I finally finished it. And I used 5 skeins of the Premier Puzzle in the color Riddle, and I used an 8mm hook, and it is just a solid ripple, double crochet ripple blanket. And it's very, very wide. This is how wide it is. Very wide. And it's very, very long. So my husband wanted a blanket that was long enough to cover him from the tip of his toes to the top of his head in his recliner, because he likes to take naps there sometimes, or rest his eyes, as he says. And I will insert a picture just so you all can see what it looks like with him all covered up. It's so funny. But it's going to be kind of hard for me to show this because it is so long, so I will just try my best. Hold on, let me see how I can do this. I'm going to fold it. I got it folded in half. So I mean, it's pretty much just the same all the way through. And like I said, it is very, very long. It is longer than me, obviously. My husband is like 6 foot, I think, 6 foot tall. And like I said, it covers him from head to toe. So it's very, very long, but it's super warm and it's super cuddly. I have to admit that this was not my favorite project to work on. Not because I didn't enjoy the colors or the yarn, because I do love Premier Puzzle yarn, but I kind of got bored with it after about halfway through. So I really had to make myself work on it. But I'm really, really happy and really pleased that it's done, and I think it turned out absolutely beautiful, and I hope you all enjoy seeing it. So my next finished object, or I'm calling it finished for now, is my granny, straight back and forth granny Christmas blanket that I made with some yarn that I was gifted. Now I have not weaved in my ends. I do have the body of this blanket done. I had mentioned on one of my Featured Photos Friday video that I wanted to add appliques to this, and I haven't decided yet if I'm going to do that or not, or what I would add to it. So if you have any suggestions, just let me know. Because it's going to lay across the back of my couch like this, because this is what it looks like. And I'm not sure how to put appliques to where that they would show on it, on the back of my couch. So I'm going to try to look around and see what I can come up with, because I am thinking about doing that, because I really loved the picture that I was sent that somebody had made. But I used a 6mm hook on this, and I used some discontinued yarn. Here's one. I used the Red Heart Holiday yarn that I was gifted to make this blanket, and it's just a really beautiful yarn. I don't think they make this anymore. I think it's discontinued, but I really enjoyed working on this. Now this, the glitter in it, you can definitely feel the glitter in it, but it was still fun to see the colors come together. And so what I did is I, out of one skein, I got about, see, I haven't weaved in my ends yet, so we're just going to pretend those aren't there. But I got 16 rows out of one skein, and then I switched to the white and did 4 rows of white, switched to the green, and then I just kept doing that until I repeated back to the red, because I only had 2 skeins of this green, because this one is red silver, I think red silver, this one is Aran gold, and this one is green silver in that yarn. And I just really love how sparkly it is and pretty, and I'm really excited to have this on my couch. But I wanted to go ahead and share it with you all, and if I do in the future decide to, you know, make appliques to go on this, I will keep you updated on what it looks like. But I would appreciate suggestions if you have any. So that is finished object number 2, or I'm calling it finished. And then finished object number 3 is a doll dress, because as you all know, I am obsessed with doll dresses right now. They're just so much fun to make, and I really enjoy making them, and I hope that you all don't get tired of seeing them, because I know that this is something that is going to continue throughout probably a long time to come, because I have a lot of patterns and I just want to make them all. I counted them not too long ago, and I have at least 50 doll patterns. That's no joke. I have a lot, and I just love every single one of them. But this is the doll dress that I decided to make, and it comes out of this booklet right here from American School of Needlework, and it is Angel Dolls, and it is 5 designs for 13-inch dolls by Jean Leinhauser. Right there. And like I said, there are 5 in here, but I decided to do the Christmas angel because they all have wings, which all of these patterns use the same wing pattern for each doll. So that is the one that I decided to do, but I changed the colors. And when I first started this, I thought, oh, I've made a mistake. I should have did it like the picture, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. So this is my, let me fix her. She's a little wonky here. So this is my version of the Christmas angel from that book that I just showed you. And I really love how it turned out. Now in the picture, they have these poinsettia flowers here, and then they have some down here, but their flowers were a lot smaller than mine, and this is what I had, so that is what I decided to use for now. I didn't like glue it or anything. I just kind of used the stem of it to keep it on there, and if I find some smaller flowers, which I am going to be looking for next time that I'm able to go out and look for them, I will probably switch that out, because I feel like she's really plain up top, and I kind of want something small, like some of the smaller flowers, because as you see in this picture right here, I like how they use those flowers on her dress. But where that I had used the red at the bottom right here for this ruffle, which was supposed to be the same color as your dress, I thought that the white poinsettia looked really pretty. And then the wings are really pretty as well. I love the design of the wings. So they are not connected. As I mentioned before, I'm just going to use yarn or ribbon to hold the dress together so that I can take it. So I kind of did like a shoelace And when I untie this, I can just loosen up that dress, and the dress can come on and off the doll. That way that this dress is not permanently on the doll. But I just sewed the wings on because you make 2 of the wings, and I just sewed them on in the position that I thought looked nice from the front. And then this halo I made myself. Now I found this, I don't know if I'm the only one, but I know everyone has junk drawers. Well, I have a junk crochet like drawer, and it has all of my just little knickknacks and like just different things that I might need or I might use sometime. And I was going through that, and I found this wire right here, and it's wrapped in silver metallic. Let me see if I can get it out. Now I didn't have any sort of label or like the top of that packaging, so I'm not sure what it is, and I can't remember where I got it, but I'm thinking that I got it from the Dollar Tree, and it's like bow ribbon, I think, or something, or bow wire, but it's wrapped. As you can see, it's kind of frayed there. Let's see, I don't know if that's showing up or not, but there's like a little tiny wire right there, and then it has all of these little strings, kind of like embroidery floss almost, wrapped around it with the wire inside, and it's very bendable and flexible. So what I did is I cut way too much, obviously, but I cut it, and then I used 2 strands at once, and I chained until I thought it was big enough. So I actually used my crochet hook to chain this halo out of that wire, and then I left it long after I chained so many, and then I slip stitched back with the wire, which was tedious, but it wasn't impossible. Obviously I did it, so it actually worked really well. And then I left it a little bit long, kind of twisted the 2 ends together, the 2 tails together, and then I just wrapped it around her ponytail to where that it was a halo. So that worked out really well. Now I used a 3.25 millimeter hook to do that, and as you can see, if it'll be still, it is just a big chain all the way around. I think 3 strands would have probably been more sturdy, but it still works really well. And I have seen something similar to this on Amazon. It's called Bodabra wire. It's not super expensive, but I'm pretty sure I found that at the dollar store, the Dollar Tree. Now for the dress, I used a 4 millimeter hook on this, and I used the Red Heart Ogo in the color Hunter. I'm trying to use that up. So I used that, and then this is the Big Twist Deep Red, and then Big Twist in white. And I used the same hook on the wings as well, and it worked out great, and I really, really love it. And like I said, this was just a flower from, you know how at the Dollar Tree you can get like a spring of flowers, to go into a vase, and I just cut one of those off of some that I already had and put it on her dress. So this is my Christmas angel, and I just love her. I love how she turned out. I love it so much. So I will be talking about this just a little bit later, because there's something that I have an idea for, and but I wanted to go ahead and show all my finished objects first. And that is the only things that I have finished, I think. I'm pretty sure that's all my finished objects. So I'm going to move on to whips, if I can find my little book. I started a pattern called Peanut the Elephant, and it is a free pattern by Betsy Brunson, or Jaylee's Toy Box on Ravelry. Like I said, it's a free pattern, free PDF download. I used a 4mm hook, and I used Big Twist Titanium Gray, and I am not done with this, obviously. So it is going to be a little elephant, and I will insert a picture of what this looks like all done, but this is just the head. And I said that kind of, I just dropped that. I said that kind of looks like Tudor Pants a little bit. But no, this is just the head. She does have a body, and the body and the legs are all connected. So you start with all 4 legs, and then you connect them and build up your body that way. And I really wanted to just give it a try, and I just thought that it was absolutely adorable. So that is one of my works in progress. I have quite a ways to go on this. I started it last week, and I haven't touched it since, but I did want to share it because I do have plans to finish it. It's a really well written pattern too. Okay. So I also started the Doily that I mentioned that I wanted to start. And that's if I can figure out what bag it's in. I am not prepared for this video at all, and I apologize. So I've just barely started this Doily. It's called the Jaunty Snowman, and it's by Marsha Glassner on Ravelry. I'm using a 3.25mm hook, and I will pop up a picture of what this looks like all finished. I'm using a whole mishmash of size 3 crochet thread. This is what I have so far, and I have just got the middle done, and I'm really loving how it looks so far. It's it's going to be really pretty, I think. So I have not started. I'm pretty sure that the next thing I start is the Snowman on this, but I did get the middle of it done. Did I say I'm using a 3.25mm hook on this? This color is white from Red Heart Fashion 3 yarn. I will also be using the black in the Red Heart Fashion 3. He has like a strip on his hat, his top hat, or the Snowman's top hat, because there's more than one. And I'm going to use that Aunt Lydia's Baker cotton in the red, white, and green, like I used on the Tudor Fence. That's right there. I'm going to use that for the strip, and then I'm going to use Aunt Lydia's Fashion 3 in Adam Red. And then I also am going to be using Curio number 3 from Knit Picks in the jalapeno color, or We Crochet. I got that from We Crochet. So I'm going to be using a whole mishmash of thread, but it will be fine. It'll work out just fine. And I'm really excited. And it is kind of pointing up there in the middle, but once I block that, it will lay flat. I do not block anything except for my doilies. I do always block and starch them. So that is that works in progress. And it's supposed to be 12 inches with number 10 thread. So we'll see how big it is. I'm thinking that it'll probably be around 16 to 18 inches in the number 3. But we'll see. I'll measure it when I finish it. Okay, so I did a community tab post this past week, and I had a poll on which pattern should I do because I was having a really hard time deciding. I didn't want to start too many projects, so I had a really hard time deciding which pattern to do. And one of them was a koala, and one of them was a fox. And when I started this fox, I haven't looked, like today, but when I started this, it was like 51% of the votes were for the fox, and like 49% were for the koala. So it was a very, very close race, but I did decide to do the fox because that was the one that was in the winning, or that was winning. and had quite a few votes. It was like 60, almost 70 votes. So that was really cool. So thank you all if you voted for that or seen that. I know community tab posts are easy to miss. But the fox does come out of this book. Anyone Can Crochet Amigurumi Animals, and it is by Kristi Simpson. I have worked out of this book before. I've made 2 different patterns out of this book, and in both patterns there have been errors. But in this pattern so far, I have not seen anything that's like throwing me off. But this is the fox pattern, and he is absolutely adorable. I really love how he looks. So that is the one that I'm going to be doing, and it is Franklin the Fox, and it says it's a skill level 2, which is still easy. There's no major errors in this book. It's just a few, like in that pattern, the Franklin the Fox, like I said, I haven't seen anything yet. I'm not finished with it yet, but I haven't seen any errors. But the other ones that I had done, it was just like a few stitch counts off, or the rows didn't add up, or something small. But I love every single character in this book. They are all so adorable. So I thought I would pull it out. Caroline over at For the Love of Crochet has been working out of hers, and she really inspired me to just pull that book out and give it another try, because I just love all of the animals in it. Like, this is the only book I think that I can think of right off the top of my head that I would make every single character out of because they're just adorable. So this is my progress on Franklin. He doesn't look like much right now. He don't have any of his body parts, but I do have his head and his body. It is worked in one piece. And obviously his eyes are in. So I have a long ways to go. I've got to make his feet, his tail, his arms, his muzzle, and his ears. And he has a scarf or a cowl. I think it's a cowl. I am using Big Twist yarn in the color Burnt Orange, which I think is discontinued. I'm using white, and then for his, because on his feet and tips of his ears in the pattern, if I can get that glare off, they use like a really light gray, and I didn't really want to use that color, so I'm going to be using this dark gray, which I think is also discontinued from Big Twist. But I think that a darker color, it's not black, it does look black from back here, but it is a really pretty dark gray, like a charcoal color. So that is what I'll be using for his feet, for the bottom of his feet and the tip of his ears. And then for his sweater, which is this variegated yarn, and it kind of pulled kind of funny, but once I get his arms on, it'll look really good, I think. It's this yarn that I was gifted, and it is Loops and Threads Impeccable. I think this came from Michael's, and it is in the colorway Ginseng. And I just think that these are very fall colors, in my opinion, and I thought that it would make a cute sweater. So that's what I decided to do with some of this yarn that I was gifted. So that is my progress on Franklin. And in case I didn't say, I am using a 4mm hook on him, and these are 12mm eyes. So I'm really excited to get him finished. And let's see, that is all of my... Yes, that is all my works in progress. I know this video is going to be all over the place, but I do have one more finished object, and that is this little tiny snowflake that I made. I haven't weaved in my ends yet, and I used this number 10 crochet cotton. I am not sure what brand. I do know it's white, but it doesn't have a ball band. So But I am using that, and I used the tutorial here on YouTube by Crocheting with Alana, and it is Snowflake number 23. I think last year or something she did a snowflake for 25 days, and I love them all. I love them all. And I have mentioned I used a 1.75 millimeter crochet hook on this too, by the way. But I have mentioned that I have a really hard time seeing crochet number 10 thread. But the reason I waited till last to show you this is because I got some Happy Mail last week, or yeah, I think it was last week. I got some Happy Mail, or maybe it was this week, I can't remember. But it came from Jean, which is a viewer here on YouTube, a YouTube friend. And she sent me some surprise Happy Mail. Like, I had no idea that it was coming, but it was such a wonderful surprise. And I decided I need to practice. I need to practice with the 10 thread and just try to use it because of her Happy Mail. So I figured I would start small, and Alana has a bunch of these snowflakes, and it is almost Christmas time, so I will be using these as ornaments on my tree, or maybe gifting some. I haven't starched or blocked this yet, so it will lay a lot prettier whenever I do that. But I was really proud of myself for doing this, even though it's only 2 rounds and it's very, very easy. So that is that. But here is the Happy Mail that I received, and I was so excited about this. Cassandra over at Craftably Ever After, she had showed this on one of her videos a while back, that she had bought some of these patterns, and I wanted to get them, but I knew that I would have a hard time seeing it, and I was scared to spend the money on something that I might not be able to use. But I received this in the mail, and I was so excited. And I know that Jean was saying that she was sorry that the front of it was messed up, but I don't even care. Like, I was so excited to get this. This is the Annie's Calendar Bed Doll Society. It's the 1993 Collector Series, but the patterns inside and this part inside doesn't even look like it's ever even been opened. It's in perfect condition. But I guess she had bought this for herself, and then she found hers, and so she decided to send the one that she had bought to me, which was so sweet of you, Jean, and thank you so very much. I will treasure these forever. But I am trying to work my way up, so I'm going to start small with the number 10 thread, and maybe sometime soon I can try to make one of these Barbie doll dresses, because they are absolutely beautiful. They're gorgeous, and I just want to make one so bad. So very bad. So I'm going to go through these kind of quickly, because I know this video is very long and I still have more to talk about. So I do have January, so you get one for every year, and then they also have a wedding dress at the end. So there are 13 patterns in this series. And like I said, this is the 1993, what was it? Calendar Bed Doll Society by Annie's. And this is February. And then you have, or no, that was January. This is January. And then this one is February. It's so hard to pick a favorite out of these. Absolutely beautiful. This one is March. There is March. And then you have April. She's very beautiful as well. All of them are gorgeous. And May. June. July. August. September, October, November, and then December. That black is very intimidating. I don't think I could ever do that dress in black, but in another color it would be gorgeous as well. I definitely don't think I could ever manage to do crochet thread in black. And then here is the wedding dress that came with this series. And this is just absolutely awesome. I just can't quit looking at them. I try to decide which one is my favorite, and I have such a hard time. Such a very hard time. But I'm leaning toward February, May, June, and then there was one more that I was having a really hard time. Let me see if I can grab her up in October. So, eventually, I'm determined that I will work myself up to making one of these. It may take me years to finish it, but I will make one of these days. It's my goals for the future. So that is some Happy Mail, and like I said, thank you so much, Jean. I appreciate it so very much. You just made my whole entire day, And there was one more thing that I wanted to mention. I had showed this earlier in the video, this angel doll dress, and I was thinking, man, she would be so pretty on the top of my tree, because I love to have an angel on the top of my Christmas tree. And then I thought about these air freshener dolls, and I was kind of wanting to get your all's opinion. This one has a pattern connected to it, but I was thinking, wouldn't that would probably work, because she is hollow in the bottom, and she would probably sit right down on top of that top branch. And I'm thinking about attempting to, because you use worsted weight yarn with this 13-inch doll dress, so I think that I'm going to try it, because the only thing that I need are the wings. So I think that I'm going to try the wings in a 3 weight yarn, see how that works, how big they are, and if not, then I will try it in a 2 weight. So I'm going to try to size these wings down to put on her. And then I don't have very many patterns for these air freshener dolls, but obviously I would want to do it in Christmas colors. So I am going to probably choose one of these patterns that I received from Jean as well a while back. I'm going to try to do one of these doll dress patterns. I have done, which one did I do? I did do the kitty dress, and she is right here. Oh, I'm knocking stuff off. But this is what the kitty dress looks like. And I just think with some angel wings on the back, I'm not sure if I'll do this dress or if I'll try one of the other ones. I'm kind of leaning toward that pink dress. Let's not get you confused here. Kind of leaning toward the rabbit dress, because this is the one that I did for her. And then here is the rabbit dress. So I don't know which one I'm going to do, but I am going to make one of these, and then I'm going to size those wings down and make her an angel for the top of my tree. And I think that would be so much fun. And I hope that it works. But we'll see. So I just wanted to kind of tell you all that, because I'm really excited about it. And I do have a blonde. I have this brown-haired girl, and then I have a blonde also. So I'm not sure which one that I'm going to use. The dress that came with her, I think, is a sewing dress. But I think that would be perfect. So that is another use for these little air freshener dolls. Any of these dolls that I have showed today are Fibercraft dolls, in case you're new here. And I was gifted a lot of these, but you can find these I'm never going to get everything right again. You can find these dolls on eBay. But this one right here is an air freshener doll. This one right here is a 13-inch doll. And they are all by Fibercraft. And this booklet right here, Home Sweet Home, is also a Fibercraft pattern booklet. Alright. So that's all of my crochet things that I have to show you. I feel like it's a whole lot, but I really haven't had a ton of crochet time. Last week I didn't have a podcast. I was very I felt awful for a whole week. I felt horrible. It's been a horrible 2 weeks for me. Last week or the week before last, I smashed my hand at work. So I smashed this part of my hand, so it was really hard to crochet because it was very tender. Didn't do any damage or anything, but it was very tender. And then I just felt really bad, like I was coming down with something, but I never did actually really get sick. I just felt really run down and really tired. And then I started feeling a little bit better, and I went to work and I ran over my foot with something very heavy. And I thought that I broke my foot, but I did have to fill out an incident report with work, and then I had to go to the ER, get x-rayed. Nothing was broken, but my foot was very swollen. It's kind of, I went to the bathroom right after it happened, pulled off my sock and my shoe, and my foot was black, and it scared me to death. But by the time I got to the ER, it wasn't black anymore. And then the ER, like I said, anything wasn't broken. Nothing was broken. Thank goodness for that. But I did cut my foot a little bit. And so they made me get a tetanus shot. And I don't know if any of you all have had, I'm sure you have had tetanus shot. But it had been a really long time since I had had one. Like, I don't even remember the last time that I had had one. And, oh my goodness, my arm is still sore. Like, this is how high that I can raise my arm without pain. Or with pain. Like, if I go higher than that. And this was Friday morning, I think. And this is actually Sunday night. Most of you all won't be seeing this until Monday. But it's finally subsiding, but I did have a big knot on my arm. That was the worst shot I have ever had in my life. Oh my goodness. So I also whenever you get hurt at work or at my work, they make you do a drug test, which is no big deal unless you don't have to go to the bathroom. So I had been at the ER for hours and hours, and then I go to do my drug test, and I couldn't go to the bathroom. So I had to sit there for another hour trying to drink water so that I could do my test. Oh my gosh, it was such a horrible night. A few hours later, because by this time it was like 5 o'clock, or I think I got home at like 5:30 in the morning. 5:30 a.m. and I had to be at another doctor, like a follow-up doctor, to get released to go back to work at 8 o'clock in the morning. So I went to that doctor, and she released me to go back to work on Monday. I'm still hobbling around. I've been hobbling around all weekend. The swelling has went down a lot. I can finally feel the bones in my feet again because you couldn't feel them at all because it was so swollen. So I'm hoping that I'll be alright to go back to work. But she told me that if I felt like that I couldn't just to come back and see her, but I pretty much told her to release me back to work for Monday, so we will see if that was a mistake or not. But yeah, and then I come home from all of this, and by this time it was Friday morning, and my daughter is running 101 fever. So now everyone in the house is sick except for me. My husband and my daughter both have strep throat, and my other daughter is, she doesn't have strep, but she is still very sick. She's coughing, and I just hope that I don't catch their germs. I don't want their germs, but I have a very strong immune system. I don't get sick very often, but when I do, I get really sick. So hopefully, I don't know, maybe I was the one that gave them sickness. I'm not sure, but yeah, it's just been a rough couple weeks. But I did want to give you all a little bit of a life update. Even though I feel like I did get quite a bit done over the past 2 weeks. I've been really enjoying watching. I've been binge watching Downton Abbey on Amazon Prime Video or whatever, the app you can get with Amazon Prime. I've been watching that. I'm really behind on my YouTube videos, so I've missed a lot of people's videos because I just haven't felt like doing anything but lay on the couch, and it's just been a rough couple weeks. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that things will get better for me this week. It's a new week, and I'm hoping that things will get better. And that I will be more careful at work and not hurt myself again. Oh my goodness, it was so bad. I felt so bad because we had so much to do the night that I got hurt, and I was trying my best to stay. I stayed for like an hour after it happened, and I did not want to leave because I felt so bad. I'm that type of person. I don't like leaving people hanging, but I did eventually, like I said, have to go to the ER, and I was there for hours. Oh, it was so exhausting. I would have rather been working than sitting in the ER. And I didn't have anything to do because I don't take crochet to work. Because I can't, I take breaks in my car, so I can't see because it's dark outside, and I just don't take my crochet to work, and so I didn't have anything to do. It was so boring. But like I said, I just wanted to give you all a little bit of a life update, what's been going on with me. Not very good stuff, unfortunately. But if you would please just, think of me and think of my daughters and my husband. Good thoughts and prayers coming our way would be nice. That we just, everything goes smoothly for us. I'm really worried about going back to work tomorrow, so I'm hoping that everything will work out and that it will be fine. Every day my foot has felt a little bit better, so I'm hoping that I'll be fine to go back to work tomorrow. So we'll see. But thank you all so much for watching, and I appreciate each and every one of you. I have got quite a few new subscribers here lately, and I appreciate that. And I hope that you all will continue to come back. And to all of the people that have been watching me for a while now, I appreciate you all so much as well. Just taking your time to spend time with me. And I know I've said this a million times, but there are so many wonderful videos and people out there to watch, and that you decide to spend a little bit of time with me. It's just so appreciative, and I'm so humbled by it. So thank you all so much for that. And until next time, I will see you in another video. Bye.